The true reason why the C-130 might fly for 80 years. The Air Force plans to fly its war-tested 1950s-era C-130 aircraft well into the 2030s and beyond through a sweeping, multi-pronged technical overhaul, designed to enable the propeller-flown aircraft to perform its high-risk troop transport and combat support missions for decades to come. While there have been many innovations, upgrades, and technological enhancements to the aircraft since it originally surfaced in the mid-1950s, the historic cargo plane may wind up flying for more than 80 years, according to current Air Force plans. The service is giving the platform new propeller technology, radios, glass cockpit touchscreen displays, digital avionics, collision avoidance technology, and reinforced wing boxes, service officials told Warrior. The airframes themselves are a key focal point of the effort, Air Force developers explain, which includes replacing and reinforcing the center wing box of the aircraft where the wings mount to the fuselage. As for when a C-130 needs maintenance upgrade to preserve and maintain service life, the Air Force uses an assessment metric referred to as equivalent baseline hours. The wing boxes are changed once the aircraft reaches a certain severity factor in its operational service time, Air Force officials have told Warrior Maven. This is necessary because the wear and tear or impact of missions upon an airplane can vary greatly depending on a range of factors, such as the altitude at which the plane is flying, Air Force weapons developers said. Low-level flight might be 3 or 4 times the severity factor of flying at a higher level, one senior Air Force official told Warrior. Called an avionics modernization program by Air Force developers, the upgrades also include adding new 8.33 radios to the aircraft to improve communication and initiatives to upgrade cockpit voice recorders and digital data recorders. C-130s will also receive new collision avoidance technology designed to prevent the planes from hitting terrain or colliding with one another mid-air. As a propeller-driven aircraft, the C-130s are able to fly at low altitudes, land in more rugged conditions, and withstand harsh weather such as obscurance. The propellers make the aircraft's engines less susceptible to debris flying in and causing operational problems for the engines. An Air Force C-17, by contrast, needs to operate in more defined conditions, such as areas with longer, separated, or unobstructed runways. Flying debris or uneven terrain could of course present complications for C-17 engines, whereas the C-130 is specifically designed for low-altitude, high-risk combat zones with uneven terrain, scenarios requiring both durability and maneuverability. In fact, in so-called hot or active combat zones, C-130s often airdrop weapons, supplies, and even troops when called upon by commanders. These factors inform a large part of the calculus for the ongoing Air Force effort to replace the C-130's existing hydromechanical propeller control system with a new electronic propeller control system, EPCS. Electronic propeller control system modification is underway for all C-130Hs, an Air Force spokesperson told Warrior Maven last year. The T-56 3.5 engine, 8-bladed propeller, and EPCS are undergoing operational test and evaluation at Eglin Air Force Base, Florida. These modifications were tested individually and are now undergoing tests together to determine their combined operational effectiveness, the official said last year. An essay written by the National Guard Association of the United States further elaborates upon the merits of moving to electronic propeller control systems. EPCS improves safety by accelerating response time when throttles are rapidly advanced, an issue in previous mishaps. The legendary propeller control system uses 1950s technology and is a significant maintenance cost driver, a National Guard Association C-130 propulsion upgrade paper for Congress states. Acceleration improvements such as this naturally bring tactical advantages as well. More maneuverable aircraft better able to handle and accelerate are less vulnerable to enemy ground missile attacks. EPCS kits replace 54H60 propeller mechanical controls with a system based on digital computer software, offering improved reliability and more precise performance. EPCS represents a 50-year leap in prop control technology for C-130 operators with the 54HC propellers, a statement from EPCS maker Hamilton Sudstrom states. Ghost Riders in the sky. The most spectacular C-130 application in Afghanistan was the AC-130J Ghost Rider. The U.S. Air Force's newest aerial gunships are in high demand in the skies of Afghanistan, where they provide close air support and armed overwatch to U.S. and Afghan operations. The AC-130J Ghost Riders have already flown hundreds of sorties since beginning combat missions in June, said Colonel Terrence Taylor, commander of Combined Joint Special Operations Air Component Afghanistan. Every night, the AC-130J is flying, Taylor said in a phone call Wednesday. The people they're supporting are requesting them every single night. This amounts to 218 sorties and 1,380 hours in the skies over Afghanistan, he said. The Ghost Riders have saved lives, said Chief Master Sergeant Edward Fry, enlisted leader alongside Taylor at the Air Component Command. Air Force officials have called the $115 million Ghost Rider the ultimate battle plane due to its arsenal of cannons, missiles, and laser-guided bombs. The Ghost Rider's ability to unleash hell, including from its 105mm howitzer and 30mm autocannon, have helped Afghan forces both on the battlefield and psychologically, Fry said. The Ghost Rider replaced the AC-130U Spooky, which pilots often said struggled to loiter at high altitudes, an important capability when operating over Afghanistan's mountainous terrain. The new AC-130Js have upgraded engines and can fly higher, faster, and for longer amounts of time, said Lieutenant Colonel Mark Smith, the first commander of the 73rd Expeditionary Special Operations Squadron, which has flown the Ghost Riders over Afghanistan. It's a rocket ship compared to what we used to fly, Smith said. The Ghost Rider also has upgraded sensors that provide a better battlefield view in the air and on the ground.